Craig, welcome to Coffee with Craig. I wanted to talk today about a topic that has been bugging me, quite frankly, for some time now. And I've been getting these, whether it's posts on my Facebook feed or emails or things along those lines relating to this particular topic, and I just wanted to put it to rest. Now, basically what this is this was based on an article or a commentary that was written by the Washington Times back in 2011. And it had to do with the state of California Senate supposedly voting to exempt themselves from California gun laws. Now, mind you, trust me, if California legislators were exempt from California gun laws, if there's anybody who would know it, it would be us at FPC. We would know if such a travesty ever existed. So I finally decided that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this urban legend before I get another email about it, I get another Facebook post, and I want to talk a little bit about it. All right, I'm going to help you guys to understand exactly what it is so that whenever anyone sends it to you, you see it posted, you can take this video right here. All you got to do is get the link to this video and just post it in that thread so that people will stop perpetuating this myth. So here's what happened. So the bill that's being referred to from 2011 is Senate Bill 610. Now this is by a Democrat and it's by former Senator Rod Wright, who at the time was the only pro-Second Amendment, pro-gun Democrat in the California legislature. He was truly a unicorn. But here's what the bill did. And specifically it dealt with the concealed carry permit process. And the idea was that there were some problems with the process that he wanted to have fixed. Now, the one area in the bill in its introduced form that was kind of sketchy had to do with the fact of good cause. In the state of California, an individual who's requesting a permit has to be able to show their local sheriff or police chief, they have to be able to demonstrate good cause. And what the bill stated was that if you are a member of the California legislature, if you are an elected member of the legislature or Senate or statewide office, that in and of itself satisfied the good cause requirement. In other words, if you're just looking for it for self-defense, so then that met the good cause requirement. Now, okay, so mind you, I don't know why elected officials should have greater access to their rights than anyone else, and I wholly agree with you on that. That's a problem. But keep in mind that the bill was amended before it passed out of committee. Now, in the thread, later what we'll do is we'll provide a link to the actual bill so that you can take a look at it. But what you'll notice is if you go to the vote history, it'll say do pass as amended. And how was it amended? It was amended to remove that particular section. So by the time it went through appropriations, by the time it got to the floor, that provision wasn't even in the bill and was never approved and was never voted for by anybody. Now, here's what the bill actually did. What the bill actually wound up doing was making it so that if you're seeking to get a concealed carry permit, you didn't have to pay all of the fees and actually go and pay for training before you were even approved. So imagine this. Imagine you want to apply for a CCW. You go, you apply, you pay the application fee, you go take the course, you pay for the course, and then you go and you apply and you get denied. Well, now you've spent all of that money only to turn around and be denied by your local sheriff. So what this did was it made it so that 20%, basically out of the $100 fee, $20 of it would be paid up front, and you'd pay for your background check. Now, once the background check was done and they saw that you were a person of good moral character, which was the other requirement, now you can go and you can apply, and you had good cause. Now you can go and you can do all of the other process. You can go and you can take the classes, yada, 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 and pay the rest of your fee and get your CCW. That was one thing that it did. And that was, vitally important. That was a way in which to fix it, to make it so that it actually provided a good amount of, fairness to those who were applying. So you weren't spending money for something that you were actually going to be denied. Imagine if you were in San Francisco, where nobody gets a CCW, and you went through that entire process and applied, paid for your classes and did your classes and paid the entire fee, and then turned around and got denied. This bill was such a good bill that it had bipartisan support. It was supported by the NRA and CRPA. In the end, it was a good bill and had nothing, absolutely nothing, to do with allowing senators to exempt themselves from gun laws. That's it. That should be the end of the myth. So please, go to Joe the Plumber, because Joe the Plumber is one of the people who actually reposted this thing this particular year, Joe for America, and reposted this exact same thing. Folks, it is an utter lie. And right now, especially in a time when people are talking about fake news and alternative facts, let's make sure that our facts are the right facts. Because truth be told, that's all we really need. That's it. Thou shalt not infringe. Those are the facts. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm talking about today. Let's see what you folks, how many of you folks have seen this, and how often have you seen this particular story posted in your Facebook feed? Here we go. Yep, SB 610, the one that keeps coming up over and over again, minus facts. So Samuel, now you know the facts. Now you can take this video, you can share it with folks. Make sure they know so that they will stop flooding your Facebook feed with this stuff. Kevin in Mendocino County. Mendocino County is the same. Top of the morning. Let's see here. Wow. Not a lot of discussion on this particular topic. Here we go. Posted too many. Tim Grimes posted too many times. I have to explain and debunk this story weekly. Folks, and I get it. Look, here's the thing. It's up to us to educate our folks. They're not going to listen if someone from the mainstream media tells them, yeah, no, that's not true, which the mainstream media probably wouldn't know either. But there are a lot of myths about what is and what is not law in California, about what is and what is not going on in California, especially when it comes to gun laws, especially when it comes to gun regulations. And what bothers me the most about this is these folks are doing enough bad stuff in the legislature for us to talk about, with us having to talk about something that they actually did not do. No love in LA for CCW. Hopefully, trust me, we're working on it. Because here's the thing: when it comes to the concealed carry permit, we're talking about the ability to exercise your right to bear arms, and that is a constitutional right. It's a civil right, as noted in our Constitution. And the problem is you have some people in some counties who have the ability to exercise that right, and you have some in some counties, like Los Angeles, who don't have the ability to exercise that right. Well, whatever happened to the 14th Amendment? The right, all citizens are supposed to be treated equal under the law, that all citizens have the same access to the same civil rights. What happened to the Equal Protection Clause? Well, clearly there are some folks who believe that they are more equal than others. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. You need a gun in one hand and a lawyer in the other. Yeah, well, what's that song? Send guns. Was it Guns and Lawyers or No Guns and Lawyers? Something like that. But that's what that reminded me of. Let's see. Any other interesting points here? Why wouldn't they? That's how tyrants get down. Yes, tyrants most definitely get down on the idea of subverting the rights of individuals. And the funniest part is I meet with some of these legislators, some of these anti-gun legislators, and they don't see themselves as tyrants. They just think, well, I know more than you do, despite the fact that they know absolutely nothing about firearms. They know nothing about gun rights. And in many cases, what we're finding out is they don't have all of the information. In many cases, they don't care to get all of the information. And no matter how many facts you share with them and how detailed those facts are and how true those facts are, too often they're just going to flat out ignore them. But that does not mean that we do not have the responsibility to share accurate facts, to make sure that the information that we put forward, if we are to be considered credible, then we need to make sure that the information we put forward is accurate and correct. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's Coffee with Craig. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll look forward to talking with you again tomorrow. Safe travels.
If you like these updates, please share them with your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel.